Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Canadian Esports Championship Series Finals. It's been an awesome season and a heck of a playoffs. Only fitting that we finished the season off with the matchup that everyone's been waiting for. It's the two giants of the year. It's casuals. It's mostly harmless. It's a 5-game series, and it's going to be a treat. Mostly harmless was the Valorant and CSGO champs for us last season, so they're looking to remain on top, while casuals looks to dethrone the champs. However, casuals were the top seed this season, as they only lost one regular season matchup. Both teams feel like this is theirs for the taking, and it's going to be a hell of a series. Joining me here on the Red Bull analyst desk is Rakuno, Amit, and Yoga. What's going on, guys? Rakuno, coming to you first. Being that this is the first series that's going to be a best of 5 for us here in the playoffs, can you explain how map bans are going down tonight?
Yeah, so map bans are a little bit different tonight. Pretty much what will happen is Team A, which is casuals, they'll get to pick their first map. So we're not going to do bans first, we're going to do bans last. So they get to pick, and then mostly Harmless will get to pick Team B, and then casuals will get to pick again for their next map, so this third map, and then casuals, sorry, mostly Harmless, getting them mixed up here. Mostly Harmless will be able to pick the fourth map, and then the final. And if we get to a game 5, pretty much mostly Harmless get to do the decider of the map that casuals ban. So the ban will come last for game 5, and that'll be the decider. So we'll probably see a breeze here, which I'm excited about. So fingers crossed. But yeah, so casuals ban, and then mostly Harmless ban, and then casuals ban, and mostly Harmless ban, casuals ban again, and then mostly Harmless choose the side that they want to play.
All right, so a little different format, being that this is the first best of 5. It's going to be some awesome action. We'll see if we need to go to that 5th game. Joining us as well is Amit from Six Playground, who treated us to some solid performances in their playoff games. Amit, pleasure to
Hello.
have you with us. Can you talk to us a little bit about what these respective teams bring to the table, having faced them both recently?
Mm. Yeah, man, they played really well. Their aim, their execution on I guess takes or retakes, they come pretty prepared. So CSL has been preparing for the entire season, mostly harmless. I mean, they're just the vets, right? They're the kings, man. So let's see if CSL can dethrone them.
Exactly. All right, and Yoga, can you talk to us a little bit about how these teams matched up together when they faced each other this year?
Yeah, as you said, like when you opened it up, you said Casuals only lost one game the entire season, and guess who they lost to? It was Mostly Harmless. Mostly Harmless took the first game. So these two teams played against each other 3 times. The first time they played, Mostly Harmless won 13-2. But in the next 2 games, mostly Casuals won 13-11 and then 13-10. So I think we're gonna see a really, really close series. I think Casuals kind of got rid of that first game between the two, and I think it's gonna be a super exciting best of 5.
Awesome. Well, we're not going to waste any time because we got a lot of action to get to tonight. It's time to get into the map bans. Rakuno, you mentioned before, maybe we finally get to see that breeze in a best of 5.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see a breeze, of course. We're probably gonna get the typical maps, Ascent. We're gonna find Split might be kind of the one that's on the fence, and Icebox for sure. Those are the kind of the three I'm waiting to see. But Amy, what are you thinking here as well?
I think I think Breeze is probably going to be the last map that we're going to see. I know that we're going to see some great Ascent play on both sides. I'm super excited for an Ascent for sure.
Amit, I'll ask you as well. Did uh, did your selection of maps change at all when it came to playoff time? Did you change strategies at all and try and maybe avoid other teams' strengths, or did you try and play to your guys' strengths when it came to the playoffs this year?
Um, to be honest with you guys, for the casual picks, it was very like the Breeze choice was very last minute. Um, we, I mean, we've just been the way that we have been preparing is just playing our regular season games together. We had, Striker who was only in the city once or like every other week, so that really our only practice was regular season games. So, um, going into playoffs, we did have some strategy behind it on what is our best map, and that's I guess what we went with. Except for that last Breeze pick, we just wanted to give you guys a show. So
All right, and Yoga, any thoughts for you on what maps to expect here tonight?
Yeah, I think they already covered. I think we're gonna get the basics. Ascent. I think Breeze definitely the last one, especially in the grand finals. Teams just unfortunately like it's tough to practice to get together and practice all the time. And Breeze is the last map that people are probably practicing on. It's still so new. The meta hasn't been made yet on the map. So I think if we're gonna see Breeze, it's gonna definitely be like map 5, or it's gonna be the one that's banned, in my opinion.
One other thing to note as we get close to game time here is that React is not in tonight. We're going to see a little less experienced player in Cubed. Do we think that's something that's going to maybe be a factor this evening?
More so, I know that Cubed is an avid CS player, so he definitely has the aim. I think it's going to come to effect, when there's retakes going on, you have a jet flying around, maybe you have some blinds coming through walls that you're not used to. He still plays the game, and he's still a pretty good player, but it's just kind of a different setting when it comes to Valorant. So their game plan might get thrown off just a little bit.
Right. So it seemed like in the last in the semis that we talked about a little bit, and Eamon, I know you mentioned as well that no casuals is just, or sorry, mostly harmless is just the vets, right? And
Yes, sir.
we really saw that experience in the last game. Do you guys think that's one of the biggest factors, or what do you think is maybe a bigger factor?
Yeah, I think, having or being able to play with, a set of players for X amount of years, for, a long amount of time, that you create chemistry there and you have more understanding on, when somebody pushes or how to push with that teammate. That for sure comes into a lot of play.
Yeah,
It's a huge factor.
Yeah, and just as we're saying this now, so what we have here so far, we have casuals. They picked up Split and Icebox, and mostly Harmless have picked up Haven and Ascent, and Breeze just got banned out by casuals. So we're gonna see no Breeze. Looks like Bind's gonna be our 5th map if we do go to a map 5. So that'll be the decider. So right now, casuals are attacking first on Split, so mostly Harmless will be defending first. So that's where we're at right now for the maps, picks and bans. So Split being the first map, it's looking like that's kind of interesting. I was kind of expecting to be the
Yes.
decider if anything. It's going to be interesting to see how both these teams play. It's still a kind of a defensive sided map, but they've kind of tried to balance as much as possible. So like, what are your guys' thoughts on kind of the game plan going in here? Because we haven't seen really much of this map from either team.
For me, Split is a really big, in my opinion, abilities map. Like trying to like go through mid. Like I think Split defending. I know before it was like super CT sided map, but with the update they made before, you can do a lot of things on attack too. And I think one of the biggest things about Split is always having a lurker. So I think that's one thing we're gonna look out for. I love the way Split is played in terms of executing sites because it's really tight corners. Maybe we'll see a judge thrown in there, but I love the way Split's played. I think these two teams on there, the way they execute site, it's going to be a treat to watch for the first map.
All right, now that we have the maps being set, let's get into some predictions before we kick it off to the cast. Rakuno, I'm going to come to you first. Give me your prediction for this series.
Oh boy. Okay. Just with how things are set up, I don't want to take anything away from mostly Harmless. Like Cubed when he was subbed in the other game, he was still looking pretty good. But just from having kind of like a sub come in and not, play with the team the whole season, and casuals have been kind of, you know, winning against them the whole season. So for the first game, I'll have to go casuals. I think it's gonna go either 3-2 or 3-1, but I'll say 3-2. It's gonna go the distance.
All right, Amit, your prediction.
I think they're going to give us some really good games. I think that it's actually going to be 3-2, mostly harmless.
Oh, all right, and Yoga.
I'm gonna go with the. I don't want to go with the same thing, so I'm gonna go with the 3-1 for casuals. I think they're the regular season MVPs for a reason.
Right. And yeah, like Rakuno, like you said, it is a new player coming in, but it's not the first time. Like you mentioned, he was there in the semifinals, Cubed, and they were able to get the dub. He did play well, so it's good that they at least got that one game of practice in before coming to this final. So it's something to look for, but there's another solid player there for sure. And we're going to be in for some awesome action here. So I think it's about time to get to it. We're going to kick it off to Wes and Jake on the call. And we will see you guys after game one for back at the Red Bull analyst desk. Enjoy, everybody. This is going to be a great game.
Hype.
Hype indeed. Thank you so much, Dom. Thank you so much, the analyst desk. Special thanks to Amit, who is a real one, for coming out and helping out on the broadcast in these grand finals. Jake, man, this is so good. A best of 5 in Valorant. I've been wanting to cast one for so long, and I couldn't ask for two better teams to be facing up against each other for when we do it.
Absolutely. We're finally going to see the immovable force going against the unmoving rock. Or wait, did
Close
I mess
enough.
that up? I messed that up. Either way, I'm super excited for this matchup. You know, I've got my nice threads on, and I think everyone's super excited to see who wins this.
You are looking fresh, my dude. And yeah, definitely going to have some fresh frags coming in here. There's a lot of stuff that I'm very, very interested to see as we come in. You know, for instance, we do have that that map ban that came through there. So we didn't get Breeze. If you could see, you couldn't see
Yep.
me on camera, but I was just, man, I couldn't believe it. But no Breeze means we have these teams playing on maps that they're very comfortable on, that they've drilled, that they've scrimmed, that they've played against each other in official matches on. And yeah, you know, Yoga was saying it on the analyst desk. These two teams have gone back and forth all season, along with Casuals getting just the better of them after a shellacking in the first game when they weren't quite expecting this level of, you know, veteran status from Mostly Harmless. But Casuals, you know, the scrappy new team coming in, they absolutely dominated the competition. So man, I am so excited to see what they bring to the table here. Looks like they are writing up. So we're going to get into Agent Select, and the first map, I believe that was, let me just go back. I don't have the link. I think the first, was it Split first?
Yep. I believe we're going into Split.
So that means Casuals picked Split, which means Mostly Harmless will choose their side. I would imagine they want to choose defense on Split.
They have. Casuals are starting on the attack.
All right. Well, so that's going to be them picking Split. So we're going to go into Agent Select. Now, this is something that I'm very interested to see in terms of, for instance, what Cubed plays. We talked about him on the analyst desk. Good CS player, very good at tactical shooters, very, you know, seasoned player, just like all these guys, but just hasn't played a lot of Valorant. If you take a look at his account, take a look at these types of things. So the question is, what are they putting him on? And this is the answer, Killjoy. Very good choice, in my opinion. Lots of pretty basic abilities to learn. Just get that utility down, and you are contributing to the team without even anything. And wow, it looks like we're actually already in. That Agent Select went by in a flash. We don't see a Brimstone here, Jake, which I was kind of hoping for. I like the Brimstone, and Split's one of the maps where he's viable, but we do see the Astra for Dizzy as promised, coming out with that Astra, and B-Boy goes onto the Viper on the other side.
Right, Astra's been so influential on the meta ever since her release. She just really does many of the things that Brimstone can do with some of the added benefits of what Omen can do, in my mind. And it's just it's pretty nasty when you get those utility combos. And someone who can combo very nicely with Astra's utility is Killjoy. So you know, if Cubed has been working on those combos, and you can see already there's a star right next to a Molotov. That could be a deadly little combo pushing onto the B site.
Absolutely, but it is A site that is being approached right now by Casuals on that attacking side. You can see Swass has headed up onto that jet. Swass being one of the impact players for Casuals over the course of the season. So good on the frags, while Ryan going over to that Sage, and they're going in hot already. Swass coming in right off the bat. They want to peek through, but already Ryan has found the kill onto Ian with the classic. That's a headshot going into the site. Looks like that's going to slow them down just a little bit, as actually Casuals decide to back off after that pick.
Yeah, they're just slowing it down. There's already been a decent bit of rotation from the defenders, as we can see, but Cube doesn't want to move. You know, he's going to stick by his utility, and that seems to be the correct idea here. But Swass wants to re-aggress, taking a little bit more sight.
a feint potentially, a fake coming in on the rotate, and they're heading back into the site with Mostly Harmless having rotated, and they get on. It's a 5 versus 4 here, and so Streets going in very, very aggressive into the site, but gets punished for it. Ongline did manage to find a trade there, so now it is the 3 versus 4 situation. Swass and Ryan out here on the site. Nice wall there, but Ryan gets punished for it with the right click. Another satchel coming in, and Dizzy is on the retake. B-Boy looking for a kill, but Cubed and Ongline find him, and Ongline with 3 on the round. Amazing work with the Classic, and they managed to find a very, very contested pistol round.
Yeah, and there's the vaunted retake from Mostly Harmless. They just have very clean timings. You know, all their players are such good aimers, but they come in at the right times to support each other, trade those frags, win the fights one-on-one if they have to. As we saw, you know, Cubed came from the flank and got an important frag onto B-Boy. So,
Yeah.
you know, that round, they got the bomb down. They're going to be happy for the economic boost, but they are going to save for the time being so that they can have a better chance, you know, going into that rifle round.
Absolutely. Going to be a save, like you say. See what they can get out of it. But yeah. Oh, there we go. Streets. Wow. How did he get that second kill? Just spraying through the wall with the SMG. Streets going to shut down that A aggression. Has to reveal his position running into that boom bot. So very, very disadvantaged position already. But yeah, you know, as we probably go through the formality of what's left of this round, do want to say Mostly Harmless with that veteran experience. They're just playing for so long and playing together for so long that they're really able to just read each other's thoughts in a way, you know, and you can see it in the situations like the retakes you talked about before. So keep an eye out for more of that. This time we can see Streets pretty dangerous up here. Streets, by the way, has gone over onto the Sage this time. A bit of an adjustment there from Dizzy normally going onto that Sage. Looks like he might get another one. Ian is the one who gets it. Streets speaking out. Flawless round on the second against the Eco from Mostly Harmless.
Yep, that's pretty much as one would expect. And considering that Mostly Harmless has the full, they have 4 Spectres and 1 Bulldog, it looks like they're going to hold on to these weapons into the first gun round. And this is, of course, it's always an important round. As we can see, yep, okay, Swass did switch over to the Phantom, or the Vandal, so he has a rifle. The full team has rifles. This should be in the favor of the attackers if they can take advantage of this gun diff.
Exactly. Bonus round always an interesting one to check out, see what kind of strategy those defenders have on the slightly inferior weaponry. Raw on the flank, pretty common for an Omen to play at this position on split, so we'll see if he can get anything out of that, but Streets, not one to peek out for no reason, definitely. So, and also a pretty strong defense on A, just a bit of a default coming in so far from Casuals, and they haven't found all that much in terms of map control out of it. Raw actually goes down to Streets as well, so bit of an unlucky timing there. 5 versus 4 already for Mostly Harmless, but like you said, still good weaponry.
Streets is probably going to want to recover this rifle, but it's still there, as Swass points out to his teammates.
There we go. There's going to be B-Boy. Oh, great timing. Looks for another one. Gets the second. Was traded out by Dizzy, but B-Boy has done his work. So now it's a 3 versus 3 with the wall already into the B site, and they decide keeping cubed here. Swass looks for it, but Streets, just the shoulder peeks, the finesse gets Swass there on that peak, and Streets is so difficult to unseat from that position so far. Casuals do not have an answer for that, but they still have 2 players left, and Ryan's going around. Cubed might not be aware of this, and definitely won't be if Ryan continues to play, but the timing, oh, very, very unlucky from Ryan. Just turns the wrong way, and Cube finds the second. There's that CS skill coming into play. 3-0 off just, you know, a little bit of extra patience from the Mostly Harmless squad.
Yeah, you know, any worries I was having about Cubed coming in here with less practice, you know, maybe them feeling uncomfortable as a whole with a sub, it's already starting to go away. Cubed looks like he knows exactly what his role is on this team. He's going to play it safe, essentially, you know, just lock down, anchor this site, and do what's required of him, which...
Well, yeah. Yeah, you know, if I know Ian and the boys, what they would have done is said, okay, this is your spot. All you have to learn is just how to put the Killjoy stuff down. Hang on, I'll talk about that later because Ian just got a crazy double spray down as they walked in. N1 gonna grab the spike and try to continue on into the site, but look at Streets on the off angle. Actually, Streets doesn't manage to find anything. E-Boy comes out at a nice angle there. They're looking for it, but more kills going from Casuals. It's 2 versus 2 here on a kind of a save that Casuals ended up going for. And Dizzy ends up having to back off away from the smoke. So now they have the spike on site. Swass takes down one. Now Dizzy is the only player remaining on that Astra. Still has those stars left if he wants to use them, but it's tough in this situation. Trying to peek around, find the 1v1s, but Swass is so good on that eco and nets them the Thrifty with some amazing entry frags.
Yeah, especially considering they went down real quick by 2 players with Ian finding the double spray down.
Exactly.
It did not seem to matter. They busted into the site and got the bomb down and somehow won a bunch of what I would say inadvantageous gunfights.
Yep.
Really, they were at a disadvantage and still came out on top against better weapons, against better positions.
Yeah,
Ian
now,
though does have the big gun, you know, the operator.
The big multicolored gun. As we don't get to say it in CSGO, in Valorant the same way we do in CSGO, but Ian is deadly on that weapon, so keep an eye out for that. The first full gun round is coming in round 5, so this is the test for these two teams first and foremost. Mostly Harmless already getting a lead, and here comes the ultimate Swass. What amazing play to reflexes to get away from that showstopper, and almost took down on Glein in the process as well. So it's going to definitely be a victory for Casuals to get out that very important ability. Now they slow down a little bit at mid, not quite sure if there could be somebody in the vent. So yeah, they just have to wait for a little bit, and Mostly Harmless can play this game all day. Gonna walk forward. Swass looking for more. Smoke up. They do gain control of Mail, but what can they do with it is the problem. Actually, they take down the turret. That's definitely non-trivial as an accomplishment in the round. Swass continuing to lead the way. Just misses the shot. Unfortunate crosshair placement there on Blind Punishes, but Casuals still have the advantage, and they do have control, even if it's tentative, of the B site. They do not have the spike there, though, so they're going to have to head over and avoid this Killjoy utility. And there's the Viper's Pit as well going down, so that might secure the round with a 3 versus 4 retake, and then also a res coming in, so that means they want to go for this. Ra finds a great flank, though. Misses a little bit. And comes up with an absolute dunk, and N1 gets another, so that's going to be 1 versus 3. It's the sub coming in, cubed on the Killjoy. No utility remaining. He's got to use the aim alone to finish this off, and it looks like he is thinking of backing off. And yeah, he sees, okay, Ryan's right there in his face, so he decides to back off, look for exits here. Does have to be aware of this angle, and now he goes back for it. But yeah, Cube's going to save, and that's a nice round there for Casuals with a great take coming in from Ryan.
Yeah, I loved their retake onto Heaven. After they had already secured the site, the attackers then, you know, kind of re-crunched with a player from mid and 2 players ascending the ropes. Like, that's not something you really see that often. It ended up in a kind of interesting little position where N1 was right next to Streets, and then Streets killed Raw on mid, which caused N1 to turn around and realize, hey, there's another player up here.
Yep. Yeah, you know, nice positioning there by Casuals. It's good to see a little bit of innovation coming in from these teams on Split, which you know, presents some challenges that other Valorant maps may not. So now we do have On Glein picking up that Bucky. See if he can get some, pardon me,
He'll certainly get some value if he's pushing up mid here, I think.
There's the word I was looking for, value, but Cube trades out Raw there. Attackers for now. Oh, Swass gets a kill on Glein, who peeked out with the Bucky and had to use it long range. Doesn't work like that since the nerf. So that's not going to find anything. Cube still in a sneaky little corner here, and Swass definitely spotted him. So he's going to go for this peek. Misses again. Swass a little bit shaky on the off, but does find one now. Goes out again. Misses one more, and that's going to do it. Streets takes him down. 2 versus 2. N1 very, very low, but the spike is planted, and Mostly Harmless are pretty far away. Do they want to go for this? Looks like they do. Still a good amount of time left on the round, but that wall is in their way, that's for sure. So they walk out onto the site and reveal their position by breaking the wall. The question is, what kind of utility? Here is N1 with the showstopper. He's going to be able to get... No!
Ooh.
Streets gets the headshot coming out, but Cubed is jumping forward, trying to get a trade. And B-Boy's having none of that. He equalizes for Casuals.
Wow. And once N1 invested the ultimate, you know, it was looking a little hairy. Especially because, yeah, you can't shoot when you're pulling out that rocket, and he was low health, so he was pretty much screwed there. Luckily, the trade came through, and Cubed was unready to retrade it. Cubed was going to be a little bit frustrated because that's a winnable 1v1.
Yeah.
I think there was definitely time, and it looks like they're not going to be headed towards his site this round off the bat. Swass is moving fast.
Swass going in for the entry. Might have spotted Streets there. Definitely aware of it, but Streets wins the duel. Swass needing to shake off maybe a little bit of rust or needing to warm up a little bit. Looks like some uncharacteristic misses from him so far, but Streets taking advantage every time. Not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth. Now, B-Boy does have control of upper ramp position, so he's going to be able to move forward. This is very, very good map control. And Raw finding that kill with N1 trading. B-Boy going to come in. There's the res from Ryan. Raw is back up. It's a 3 versus 4 in favor of the attackers. And they're heading for B.
Oh, wow, he gets taken down. I think he canceled his ultimate.
Does well to get one there, and actually Ryan finds a kill onto Dizzy, so now it's going to be 2 versus 1 here. Actually, Streets goes for the res again. They've been funneling those ult points, and Streets has been just having a hell of a game in this first half so far with lots of kills. It's 2 Sage ults, and feels like in like 3 rounds. But Ian coming up and gets caught by Ryan. Nice timing for Ryan on the peak there. Still 2 versus 1. Back to a 2 versus 1, I should say, as Streets looking for the defuse. Obviously, that Killjoy utility not active right now. Streets has to check everything, but they're both sitting in heaven. Such an interesting idea here, because Streets still has to check it all and is wide open. Doesn't have the wall, doesn't have the slow. Has to go for a fake and try to find these frags. They're going to double peek him, moving back and forth. No, he peeks away, and Ryan comes out with the punish. So that's another great round by Casuals, and since the gun rounds have started, Casuals have looked really hot here on Split.
Yeah, it's been looking much better after that quick 0-3, and I think, you know, one thing I'm really liking to see is the Viper play. I think Viper's been so good ever since her buffs, even after the slight tuning they've given her. She's still just such a powerful hero, especially played next to Omen. It's essentially a double controller composition, but you know, she really plays more like almost like a Sentinel in a lot of ways.
Yeah, definitely lots of versatility on that agent, like you say, with the adjustments. So B-Boy playing really well, one of the really, really good support players and sort of role players for Casuals, kind of bringing up the rear when Ryan and Swass go in. This time Ian finds Swass, though. Swass's aggression not paying off in this particular round, and Jet goes for Jet. 5 versus 4 in favor of the defenders, but they did get control of mid, as you can see, somewhat. Anyway, I thought they had pushed a little further into male, but they have backed off of that, and Ian is still threatening. Now, Ryan does take out a grenade, but gets hit by another one, so they're going to have to back off again, and yeah, Casuals have to completely reset this round.
Ooh, look at this fight. What?
Streets wants the Vandal next time. He finds that peak because he got the headshot but didn't get the kill. N1 grabs one onto Ian, finally unseats him, but on Gline with a great shot there on the head. Just kind of spamming it through the wall. So that's still going to leave Mostly Harmless in an advantaged position here as the spike kind of fakes into sewers. There's nobody to hear it though, so they're going to have to back off, and going to know about this presence as Cube starts to get spammed through that box. Ryan peeking up. Ryan might have the advantage, and he does. On Gline goes down, and Cubed finds one, but he's very low. Yeah, he goes down as well. So B-Boy's going around. Dizzy finds the headshot. 1 versus 2 again. It's Raw and Ryan up against Dizzy on the Astra, peeking out, trying to find something. Gets one, and goes for the defuse right away. Walks away. Oh wait, hang on. I totally missed this. I totally messed this up. It's actually Streets and Dizzy remaining, and so Mostly Harmless are going to get that round. Somehow, Jake, I had a complete brain fart and switched the players around. So great job there by Mostly Harmless. Cut that, Cassie. Cut that out of the video. Thank you.
And you know, we saw Ian opening up the round once again. He's been doing great on these first kills. And he got it off a nice, what I would call off angle, holding in vents. That's how he caught Swass, you know, pretty unaware of his position. Even though Swass has been, I would say, struggling a little bit early round. You know, it's tough. It's tough to be that aggressive without losing your life. But, you know, trying to balance on the nice edge there.
Yeah, and it can definitely pay off. I mean, we've seen it from players like Swass, players like Ian on Diamond 1 all, you know, season long. They've been getting rewarded for aggression, so finding ways to punish it definitely has gone into these players' preparation. Swass now gets healed up, got dinked there through the wall, so went down to 10 HP from the Vandal. Here's the Showstopper again. Swass completely shuts it down, though. Showstoppers are not stopping the show tonight, folks. None of them, I think, have gone off. Raze, I don't know if you want to pull that out next time. Amazing from Swass on 10 HP, just nails the headshot coming around the corner. That's going to put Casuals in an excellent position as they converge on the A site.
Yeah, this is still very defended. Two players literally on site, and Streets is in what we like to call the discipline corner. Will they check it? No, they won't.
Don't check it. Oh, Streets comes out, and he gets all three of them, punishing the non-check, and Ian finds another. That's going to be Raw remaining against 3. Raw looking for flicks, 23 HP now, and Streets has completely destroyed Casuals on this round, and you know they're going to be checking that corner hard next time they come into A.
That's painful. It's painful because now Streets doesn't even have to play there, but it's an extra dangerous position that they're going to check every single time. Man, getting 3 off that too shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, I mean, I admit it's a tough position. Another player cross-firing from sight, but still very unfortunate.
Streets is really on one. You can see on the scoreboard, 13 frags coming up huge. Streets generally doesn't come forward as the main fragger of Mostly Harmless, but in this map, they're running into his crosshairs, and he is not making a mistake on those shots. Very, very impressive on the stage, so keep an eye out for that as we continue on, see how much he can use that momentum. Now, Ryan kind of trying to make some space over at Garage there, but the main push is into mid. Swass once again leading the charge, this time on a Spectre. Dizzy, here's the Showstopper. Will we finally get one off? There we go. You gotta blind him to get it, but it does work. N1 finally gets a Showstopper, and actually it's Swass coming out with a nice flick there. Raw coming in on Garage. They're getting kills so quickly. A great coordinated hit, and Cubed is not long for this world either. Casuals with actually a really, really nice take, just completely overwhelming Mostly Harmless. Streets looking for some magic, though. There is a chance.
He's already got the reds, too. Oh, no.
No! Oh, my God! Streets is unfreaking real right now. He gets them both, and they just kind of walked up into his crosshair again, but at the same time, amazing discipline from Streets. 16 frags in 10 rounds. The guy is on an absolute rampage right now.
Yeah, if he's not celebrating right now, you know what? He should be. Guy's got ice in his veins. Like, that was just a wonderful little spray down.
Yeah, unreal from Streets. That is just gorgeous. And yeah, he is really having the team on his back to a certain extent today. A couple of rounds in a row, he pulls off some miracles. But Casuals still looking very good, you know, except for Streets making a hero play. That was actually an excellent round by Casuals. Really nice job to take control of the site. This time Ryan is the one who opens up. Swass just hits the shoulder, looks for the knife, and oh no, just runs out of him and has to be healed up. Only the classic. It's a save coming in. All they're trying to do is get a plant. Will they be able to get it? Goes around the corner on Glein. Finally gets traded. And it's Ryan remaining. B-Boy gets taken down as well. Dizzy is going to find this flank. That's just brutal timing for Raw. And it's only Ryan remaining now with that Sheriff in hand. And for one, doesn't find it. Streets finishes it off fittingly. Sage takes down Sage. It actually goes for the res for Eco. So yeah, mostly harmless, finding themselves in an excellent position right now. They would love to get to 8-4 though, because Split tends to be a little bit defender-sided. So they definitely do want to maintain this momentum, and Street's coming up absolutely ridiculous clutch right now in this match, and he's got to keep performing, because other than that, it's pretty much dead even in terms of fragging.
Oh yeah, this has been so close, tactically and just pure aim wise. But let's see what they can do on A. Not as many players, defending it on site. Only Ian scoped in on the long angle.
Ian looking for something. This is not a spot he has been sitting in yet, much anyway. And we haven't seen much op action in general. Tough weapon to use on Split, and Ian misses the first shot. Good bait there by Swass to reveal, and now Ian's going to go aggressive actually, or at least move positions. Swass coming up, but ooh, just flicks the spray a little bit as he finds the kill through the wall. So Swass just getting a little unlucky on these peaks. You can see that player's moved up towards the balcony, and oh no, Ra!
Oh my!
N1 has to save him there. It's like they're getting a brain spasm every time they see Streets on their screen right now. Just a terrifying Sage right there. And Ra looking for more entry in. Got pretty lit up by those paint shells. Ongline takes out N1. There's the showstopper. They've got to back off from that. Ongline finally makes it happen as well. Ongline just destroying them right now on this site. Spinning back and forth, finding the frags, and it's Dizzy coming in from behind to find the final one. So that's going to be mostly harmless. 8-4 in the first half of Split here. Map 1 of the grand finals, and mostly harmless are looking hot.
Yeah, you know what? Online coming online is not a good sign for casuals. If especially coming onto the attacking side, this is probably where Raze will find a little more value.
Right.
Yeah, maybe it's a little bit arguable.
I mean, Raze is just good on this map, right?
Yeah, Raze is great on this map, but just in general, Razes I think enjoy being aggressive. Sometimes you get. Sure. You can build up that momentum just by taking the fights instead of having to wait for them to come to you. And that's something that Ongline excels at. They've got two very aggressive duelists, and they're looking to move fast up mid right now.
Yeah, they are all setting up at mid. A couple coming out of the sewer here. Ian's going to find that. Actually, Ongline gets the headshot. Swass just not his map right now. Really, really getting manhandled by the opposing duelists in this first map. Definitely don't take your eyes off of him, though. He could pop off at any time, and he has many times in this league. But mostly harmless go up 5 versus 4. Now, the question is, what do they do with that pick? Right now, they are not doing much at all. They're just waiting for more aggression. They have not taken really any map control off of this.
Yeah, it looks like they're grouping up outside of B right now. They've been watching it and have not seen any aggression.
Ian going to slowly march forward up mid. Just wants a different angle, though. Not ready to push in yet. Probably waiting for a sign from the teammates. Actually, he heads back to sewers while the rest of his team positions for a B take. Streets with the classic wall. We always see it. Nade coming in. Ra trying to find a headshot over the top. Ongline goes for the nade. Spotted Ra drop. Wow, that nade is just brutal. Nothing Ra can do there. Ian as well with the flank. Moves at the perfect time. Ian with a couple of headshots on the pistol. B-Boy, the last player remaining, not having bought anything, may as well try to find a kill or two. B-Boy approaches. Here's a couple of players in the back. Looks for a kill, and Ongline is so on right now. Very, very impressive from the Raze. A flawless pistol round coming in for mostly harmless.
Yep, this is dangerous. We've already seen Streets. Now we have Ongline and Ian even getting his name into the kill feed. And that's dangerous. Like, casuals are going to really have to step it up if they want to respond on this map. But even if they're just going to try and get their momentum rolling for the next map, try not to get shut out absolutely on the defensive side.
Exactly true. So now, yeah, we do have Ian and the squad buying up guns. Bulldog here on Ian. I like that skin. Very calming presence coming off of this. Not going to be so calming when he starts firing it, of course, but we have a moment of relaxation while we wait for to see what Mostly Harmless are going to do with this attack. And you can see the force came out. It is Swass having picked up that Marshall. Once again, Mostly Harmless moving very, very slowly. They know how much time they have in a round, and they want to use it all. Very patient players on both of these teams, but in particular, Mostly Harmless, that the years of experience playing together, they know exactly how long it takes them to make moves on this map.
And they're not going to be met with much resistance on this A site.
Yeah, moving up pretty quickly, and yeah, it's only Ryan who's going to be taken down. Ryan may not have even spotted everybody, but they did start running, so he likely heard the footsteps. They're going to know this is happening. The full 4 versus 5 retake is required for casuals here, and let's see if they can use it. There is B-Boy grabbing an initial frag. Streets in an important position there, and man, if he got kills from here, that might break them mentally. Instead, he does get taken down, but Dizzy peeks around to get another one. Dizzy deadly with the SMG. Dizzy punishes there. 3 players remaining. 10-4 for Mostly Harmless. Remember, casuals did pick this map, so Mostly Harmless very, very strong so far in the series. And in particular, man, Streets is popping off right now, but the rest of them are coming up to meet him on that scoreboard.
Oh yeah, and that's a hard round to lose. You know, casuals are going back onto the pistols now. They've got armor. They've got the deagles. That's definitely, that's definitely some ingredients for success. But they really gotta make it work here.
Exactly. Yeah. CSL have done this type of thing before. They have definitely won these, but Ryan gets picked early by Streets.
Oh.
New form for him, and on the line just finds a kill through the smoke there, so B-Boy goes down as well. 3 versus 5. Nothing gained out of it. And wow. Yeah, they're just really, really impressive so far from Mostly Harmless. They're going to try to get some presence here, but yeah, you know, something I've noticed is that they really play this so slowly. Actually, Ra takes advantage of that, uses the peeker's advantage, and just removes Ian's head here with that Sheriff. Here's the footsteps. Oh, man, why you got to do it to him, bro? Just standing in those corners. Casuals are looking all the way over their shoulder, but Ra actually finds another one. That's a nice kill from him. It's only him and N1 remaining, and N1 gets an opportunity, but just doesn't quite hit the headshot there. So it's going to be 1 versus 3, and look at Ra's HP. That is not going to happen. So Ra might be able to scrounge up a weapon somewhere. If he can find one somewhere on the map. It looks like there's he did find a Phantom here, so that's something. On 8 HP, Ra, I don't know. I would definitely be saving this, but they need the win, so Ra's going to go for it. This would be kind of ridiculous if he did manage to kill here, get the round here.
Oh, it'd be fantastic.
But he smokes off, walks over. Dizzy on the SMG, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they just feel like they really need the rounds, but Ra gets destroyed there. Only 1 bullet from any gun would have killed him, so that's going to be 11-6 for Mostly Harmless.
Yeah, you know, this is a good time for defender timeout. I think part of the decision there for Ra going for the attack was that the whole team had saved. Essentially, they light buyed, so they knew they had enough money to get rifles anyways. So for him, I guess the decision was not too difficult. But I mean, what do you talk about during this timeout? That's it's a rough one. They got to win a lot of rounds in a row.
After what you just saw from Ra, like, I wonder if the question is like, all right, we need to regroup in this series. Like they can't give away 2 more rounds or else they lose. So are they going to put all their energy? It's a best of 5. You have to sort of maintain that energy over the course of several hours of playing. So yeah, that's the question. Do you really put all your energy into finding this first map, which is your pick, or do you sort of just focus on mentally resetting? We know casuals have got strong mental. They've talked about it in interviews. We've seen them make amazing comebacks, see them, do really impressive things on eco rounds, these type of things. So I'm not worried about that. It's just, what is your approach, like you said, to the rest of this map? They are buying up here. They've got a gun round, and they are on the defensive side. So they have got what they need to start a comeback. The question is, will they pull it off? You can see presence over towards B for mostly Harmless. Just Ian lurking in mid.
Yeah, mid has been pivotal in this game so far, especially on the attacking half of mostly Harmless.
Swass getting out of the way there. Getting a little info, and now bullets raining into mid here. Dissuading casuals from showing their faces, so they do back off, but so do mostly Harmless. Not really going to use that control they may have gained, just using the possibility they could be there to try to find other rotations. But look at this, they're kind of all back in the ramen shop here, just back and forth. Looking for picks, looking for casuals to overextend, and I guess it's been working. They finally do encroach up mid, and N1 gets the better of Ian this time. Ongline gonna go for that nade. Will kill N1 if he doesn't get away. There's Ongline with great reactions there to find the kill from N1 getting away from the nade. 4 versus 4, I should say. And Ra actually finds a pick as well. That's a very crucial kill onto Streets.
Absolutely.
Casuals with the advantage. Ra backing up into this corner, and he's going to need help from his teammates. Here's the showstopper on Glide. Where is he going to use it? Oh, Ra shuts it down again. Not a day for showstoppers. He does manage to trade that one out. B-Boy, a bit of a scuffed spray, but he finds it, and now it's only Dizzy remaining. Harmless looked like they had a lot of control here, but Ryan ends it off, and yeah, that's going to be casuals getting a great round, and they don't get too overzealous in the round. You know, I think they've been peeking out a little bit too aggressively, maybe going for some ego peaks, and mostly Harmless are not allowing that. So when you play back, you play to your strengths, you play together. Looks like casuals may have found somewhat of a solution here to start putting rounds together.
Yeah, you know, and for both teams, it's really looked like the Raze ult is a press ult to respawn kind of button, you know?
Yeah.
Like, once you hear the sound coming out and you know that they can't shoot you for a full 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds, like, they're confident.
Press ult to respawn, I like it. Well, this time they do trade in mid. It's gonna be actually Ian taking out Swass and also N1 going down, so, or pardon me, not N1,
Swass.
Dizzy going down.
Ah.
And 4 versus 4 situation with Ian walking up mid here again. Ian does seem to be the one sort of playing lurk on the jet, which, you know, can work obviously just fine. And Ian great individually. Boy, this is a nicely timed snake fight if he hits it here, and he does. So that's going to delay the push a little more. There's still lots of time on the clock, though, 50 seconds left. Mostly Harmless to play with.
They've been so slow on this attack, though. Very, very pondering.
Yeah, just searching. And, oh, Ongline finds a kill onto the player in heaven, but N1's going to trade that. Ra coming around, and that wall either got broken or wasn't positioned properly. Here's N1 with the showstopper. Can he make it work? He does. Ongline goes down. Ra coming around the corner, N1 beats him to it, so that's going to be casuals getting another one, and that timeout, we know how effective they are, Jake. We know that they always result in a better, you know, situation for the team who makes it, and casuals, yeah, they have used this timeout well. They look a lot more poised here.
Oh yeah, no, it's always nice to see. I think, you know, a lot of times it's just getting the mental reset, just a little bit of a breath, you know, talk it out with your teammates, you know, just vent. You'll feel a little bit better.
Guys, I went through a drive-thru today, and man, I just couldn't get my card to work with the machine. Yeah, you know, just let out some grievances or something. Maybe that'll relax you enough to get yourself in a better position to play some Valorant. But it does seem to be the case for casuals, and B-Boy's going to use the Viper's Pit here to actually cut off B. So that's just B-Boy, you know, making sure to basically eliminate one chamber from, but look at this, actually, they're going through it. Ian is right there in the Viper's Pit. B-Boy just playing right on the outside, going around. I think he might have heard something because he's about to go in. B-Boy goes in! Oh my god, he only gets one as Cube with the trade. Ra is looking for more. Ra gets not a great play there, and Ongline finds him from behind. One looking for more, peeks up. Catwalk is the next position, but Ongline's already wreaking havoc in the back line, and look at that Astra ultimate cutting off Heaven. Ryan's already out in front of it, catches Online trying to rotate, but Cube finds the kill. It's now only N1 remaining against 2. What a take from Mostly Harmless through the Viper's pit. Still good play. Spoiler doesn't get it. The double peek comes in, Cubed with some nice frags, and Mostly Harmless with an amazing little bit of strategy there.
I mean, that was crazy. That was, I want to say it was pretty unlucky on some accounts. Like, just, I feel like Mostly Harmless does like find these amazing timings, and it's not complete luck. But, you know, when you put yourself in the right position time after time, you will find lucky opportunities. But, you know, regardless, that round N1, you know, just went beast mode with the Ghost. You can't be giving up 2 kills to a Raze flying around with a pistol, you know?
Yeah.
Just so much fun to watch that.
Absolutely. Ian looking for a pick here. It's Cubed who finds it. Ian gonna poke his head in, and there is the Killjoy ultimate. Cubed laying that one down. And interesting to note, actually no Sova on either team. We didn't talk about that yet, so no Hunter's Fury available to take down that lockdown, so they're gonna have to just wait on the outside of that. 4 versus 5 retake situation. Harmless is somewhat caught on sight, and actually B-Boy punishes Ongline there, but Dizzy's finding 2 kills. Dizzy's so good on the defense. Swaz finding a kill, and there's Ra as well coming in from the front. Cube has to come in and play onto the angle here, but Swaz goes around with the headshot. Swaz with an amazing headshot in the end as well. There is the knife coming in to finish that one off, and on map point, Casuals stay alive.
Yeah, no matter what, he's going to be feeling good about that. When I was talking about, you know, just getting some momentum rolling into the next map, like, even if they lose this one, the fact that they haven't lost it 12-4, you know, they've got a couple more rounds on the board, just a little bit of confidence. It's so important because this is a long series, you know. This is the first best of 5 these 2 teams have played against each other, and that means they're going to see a lot of the same things over and over again. So they're going to have to get used to playing against each other real quick.
Absolutely, lots of time to adjust. Look at Ra here with the judge. Oh man, this would be brutal. This would make up for that Streets corner peek here with you got a nice little judge multi-kill in this situation. Even 1 kill would be very beneficial to reveal those players pushing. And now actually Ra here's the ult point being taken, gonna walk up towards the star. Knife's edge right now, that's going to be him having to back off there. Takes out the boom bot and is revealed. Still on the outside. Will they check this? Or will they just sage while we're off? Looks like they are just going to back off here. Ian already finds one on the lurk. That's nice instincts from him to turn around there for Ryan. And it's going to force Swass, who was flanking all the way around spawn, to reconsider.
Yeah, that ought to indicate to them that A is weak.
B-Boy on the judge. B-Boy with 1. Looks for another one, but backs off and Ongline with the trade. 5 versus 3 as Streets revives Ian in a safe position. So you can see Swass way out here in sewers, and at this point, it's just that position does not benefit him at all. He just has to retake from ropes instead of maintaining his position on site. So it's a 3 versus 5 retake here, and nobody's really in position to move. So
they're so far away.
It's going to be really, really tough to retake here. And there's Swass going up. Ian looking for, hearing everything. Ian flicks up, and wow, what a shot going from Ian to get back into the smoke there where Swass was likely to go. That's that jet knowledge coming through, but it's only N1 against 5 now. And it's match point. So here's the showstopper on Ongline. Can you finish it off? N1. N1 doesn't even take damage there. Looks for a shot here. Gets another one. Okay, N1.
Ooh.
He has the showstopper if he gets one more. It's way too late. This spike is already ticking down, and that's going to be map 1 claimed by Mostly Harmless, 13-7 here on Split.
Yeah, 13-7 is a you know, pretty nice scoreline. Not the closest, not the most stomp that it could have been, but regardless, you know, yeah, you could say it was also a little bit of a stomp.
Right.
Mostly Harmless kind of let their foot off the gas a little bit at the end, perhaps. Casuals started to reclaim some footage, and once Mostly Harmless realized what was going on, they cracked down on it real fast.
That's right. Well, we will see if Casuals can bounce back here after a tough loss in the first map. We're going to throw to a very quick break to get everything set up, and then we will be back with the Red Bull Analyst Desk to break down map 1. We'll see you in just a few minutes.